Hey, my beautiful friend. Welcome back. This is Brittany, host of the Meant to Bloom podcast. Thank you for being here. Hey, so I am hosting the Mindset Realign live challenge this week. It's not too late to jump in. I will post a link below. We are ending it on Friday. It's a 5-day challenge focused on intention, gratitude, your personal value, positive thinking, and mindful self care. So, we are going to have some really pivotal mindset chats on these things and get in there and chat with the community about it too, because you're not alone. We are in this together. And that's the beautiful thing about doing these group challenges online is, you get the camaraderie, the community, friends. Let's build each other up, encourage one another, right? Um, so get in on that. Today, I am sharing with you an episode from day one of the challenge. So you listen to this podcast, you don't have to listen to day one again. You've already heard it. So let me share that with you here. For as long as I can remember, they've been telling us to enjoy it while they're young. But our days are filled with chaos and stress and cooking and endless laundry piles. Where's the time to enjoy it? Yeah, that's what I always thought too. There's so much I have to do. When do I find time for peace and joy and happiness when I barely have time to sleep? Mama, it's time to make shift happen. You can be a happy mom. If I can, you can. Trust me. I've been a mess. I've been depressed. I've been overwhelmed. I've been to the bottom of the pits and I've risen. I've grown. I've bloomed. And it all started when I realized I didn't have to anything. I get to. It is my privilege and my honor and my divine responsibility to be the queen of my home. It's not a burden. I'm not a burden. I'm in charge. I'm the ruler. I'm the chaos coordinator. I'm the calm in the storm. And so are you. Come with me. Let's rise, mamas. Adjust your crown. Accept your responsibility. Change the effing world together. It's all in the way we choose to see it. I'm so glad you're here, friend. You're listening to Meant to Bloom with Brittany Clarkson. Welcome to day one of the Mindset Realign Challenge. Today, we are, of course, I have an alarm going off telling me that I have a challenge because I snoozed it instead of turning it off. Oh my gosh. What in the heck? There. I don't know what happened. Heck, on a Monday. It's fine. It's cool. We're all good. Yep, we're fine. We're good. Okay. What is mindset? Let's talk about that first because it's mindset realign. What exactly is our mindset? So, according to verywellmind.com, I love their definition. It's just the best. So, I reference it many times. But your mindset is a set of beliefs that shape how you make sense of the world and yourself. It influences how you think, feel, and behave in any given situation. It means that what you believe about yourself impacts your success or failure. This is why mindset is so important. Okay. What changed my life was changing my mindset. All right. My mindset used to be garbage. I considered myself an optimist because I was so hopeful about the future. But honestly, I was a pessimist because I thought my current situation was just the worst it could be. I was never seeing the positive in my current present life. I was only seeing negatives. And I was hopeful towards positive things, but I wasn't truly believing that I was capable or worthy of them. There was so much mindset work that had to happen for me. And that's what changed my life. And that's why I'm still here today because I fixed my mindset and, chose to stick around. You're not going to get anywhere if you're not focusing on a destination, right? So you might be moving great distances because you're getting tossed around by the tides and because you're putting in time and energy paddling every day. Because what else are you going to do? You're burning the energy. You're taking the time. You're putting all that out. All right. And if you're paddling there for hours on end and exhausting yourself, but you don't know where you're going, you're never going to get where you're meant to be. You're never going to get where you intend to be. In order to live a life of purpose, we have to go places on purpose. Okay, so that's how I see it, is that every day we're still putting in time, we're putting in energy, but where are you going? That's the question. Okay, so let me tell you a little bit about myself. I'm going to introduce myself because I know I have a few totally new faces in this group, and I'm really excited for that. So hi, welcome. I am Brittany Clarkson. I'm the host of the Meant to Bloom podcast, and I'm creator of the Everyday Joy Planners. I am so passionate about helping people, especially women, even more so moms, to strip away all of the stressors, all of the sweating over the small things. So over sweating the small things. I'm so over all the stress. And I'm so passionate about infusing your life with joy and actually enjoying all those small, beautiful moments in your everyday life, because life is full of abundant blessing. All we have to do is be willing to see it. And so I am here to share every strategy I have, every tip I learn, all the information and knowledge that I gain along this process. I'm here to share that with you because it's what lights my fire. All right. So for far too long, I lived my life just getting by. Day to day, I was focused on all those small things, stressing over all those small things. And when I finally zoomed out and saw a greater purpose for my existence, that's when my life truly began. And I know this is possible for every one of you. And I realized that I'm here to help others, as all of us are. But seeing the specific way that I'm meant to be showing up and sharing my experiences and my knowledge, that shifted the way that I show up in my everyday life. I take care of myself now because I know how important my voice is in starting these conversations and keeping them going, adding fuel to the fire. I was recently listening to the Kathy Heller podcast, and she was talking about a study that was done at, I think, Harvard, over like 75-year period. And they did a bunch of smaller studies to corroborate the information that they found as well. And the one key signifier in happiness, because they asked people like, what would make you happy? And then they gave them that. So for some people, they just gave them money because they said more money would make me happier. Some said better sleep. So they gave them everything they needed for good night's sleep. Some said eating better. So they're like, good, we're going to cook for you for the next week. And at the end of that week, none of them were any happier. But in the longer study, and they had those people come back another week and did another study. But what was proven to be found was that helping others created happiness, like on a scientific level, not just like people reporting to be happier, but actually like psychologically from all the ways they had of monitoring and rating that and measuring that. On a psychological level, people are happier when they're helping. So that very much defends what I said a minute ago, that, my purpose is here to help others, to share what I know. And I believe yours is too. It looks totally different for all of us though. And that's just so beautiful. I love it. But let's talk intention. Okay. Do you have intentions in your life? Do you know what your life goals are? Why are you here every day? Why are you doing the things you're doing? Let's talk. So setting the intention for your life and each and every day, to me, it's like charting a course. Okay. So every day the time is passing and you're putting in the effort, just like if you're stranded out at sea. So, and you're putting in the time and the energy, whether it gets you anywhere or not. So every day is an opportunity to move closer to your destination, your goals, your mission. Every day is an opportunity to fulfill your purpose. All right. And in order to live our lives with intention, we must first know what our intentions are, right? Step one is awareness. So we have to ask ourselves questions to understand what is really important to us and seek a life that makes those a priority. All right. So I'm going to walk you through an exercise here, the funeral exercise. Have you done this before? Okay. You're going to picture that you're at a funeral. All right. You're walking into the church or the venue, and the room is filled with people that you know. Everybody from your life, everyone you know and love is there. And you walk up through that center aisle up to the casket. Okay. Because we're having an open casket funeral here, and it's you. You are laying in this casket. You're at your own funeral. All right. So visualize that. And you go and you take a seat in the front row and you watch every single person that you know, everyone in your family, all your closest friends. They're all going to come up and talk about you and tell stories about you and say exactly what they remember about you. Now, what are you hoping that they say? And if they were to say what you want them to say, would it be true at this point? Back when I did this exercise, I knew what I wanted to be, and I knew that I was not that person. I wanted to be someone who was light and love. Those were like the key words for my life. I felt so heavy and dark and full of sadness and resentment and some hatred, a lot of hatred actually. But that's not what I wanted to be. And I didn't know how to change it until I saw what I wanted. When it became clear, I wanted to be known as someone who shares her light and someone who is absolutely loving towards others. And it was that moment that really started me pursuing this personal development and growth that has led me to where I am today. And we're going to talk more tomorrow about gratitude because that was the key shift in shifting me into a person of light and love. But it started with the intention of knowing, well, that's where I want to go. That's the me that I want to be. I didn't want to be someone who was, just plagued by depression. Like it's different. There's kind of a difference, in having depressive thoughts coming in and, fighting against depression and actually being consumed by depression. I had this dark cloud over me and a lot of people could see it. Most people, even my own mother tells me these days that like she doesn't recognize who I am. And that is just the biggest compliment to me that I have changed so much. And to have the people closest to me be able to recognize that is it's just very warming to my heart. And it just fuels my fire even more to be here sharing it because I just get so lit up imagining any other person having the same experience of going from a place like I was at to the place that they could be. Watching people bloom into who they're meant to be. I can't even describe the way it makes me feel. And I never imagined I'd feel this way about other people's success. So personal growth, that's my testimony there. But I want you to question from your funeral exercise here, what is the legacy that you want to leave? What do you want to be remembered for? What is your core purpose, right? And when it comes to your purpose, walking in your purpose, knowing your purpose, you don't have to have this clear, concrete, like full on blueprint for your entire life in order to walk in your purpose. You just kind of have to know the intention behind it and know, like, well, I'm here to help others. You don't have to know how, you don't have to know who. You just have to know I'm here to help. I'm here to love other people. And so, how can you show up every day in support of that? Okay. And I'm going to guess that most of us are here to help others and to be as loving as we possibly can. Because I think that's just our human drive is, we're called to love others. We're called to be love. And loving others is helping others. However you're going to put it, whatever terminology, whatever phrase really resonates with you, that's what I want you to go ahead and cling on to and to know and to believe. But I think we're all going to be some kind of derivative of this. We're all here to be the protagonist. I don't think any of us are going to say, well, my intention is to rule the world. I think we're all kind of on the same. We all have good intentions, yes. So let's get concrete in the intentions. Let's move towards those intentions, right? So here's the key question is how do we live every day with our intention in mind? Because you can't just wake up every day and be like, well, today I'm going to go out and feed the homeless because, you have kids at home, you have to feed them too. So how can you live every day in tune with your purpose? Yes. So each day you're going to have to take the time to decide what that day is for. All right. So if your end goal is to be love, then that means that some days you will go out and love people. You will go out and do an act of love and kindness. And it means that some days you're just going to have to show up and be as loving as possible in your everyday tasks, right? And in order to show up and be as loving as possible, you have to take care of you, right? Because can you show up and be loving when you are exhausted and malnourished and dehydrated and just absolutely cranky because you've got this negative worldview going on because you haven't stopped and practiced gratitude and you are just like on the verge of burnout? How loving can you show up and be? Some days you have to take care of yourself in order to be that version of you that you're intending to be. This means that some days you will go out and you will do something loving, and some days you will have to retreat and rest and care for yourself so that when you're serving others, you're really doing it from a place of love, not a place of obligation, which leads you into resentment. And I know for us mamas, it's very important to keep your intentions right when you are caring for your kids and your husband and yourself and, everything else in the world. We have a lot of weight that we tend to carry. And we have to remember that that weight is not a burden, it is a blessing. And taking care of yourself is how you're going to keep your mind right and show up in the right intention. Hey, friend, I want to let you know what's happening here. I am opening up enrollment on February 3rd, 2023 for the Happy Mom Method, and I am putting it on mega major sale. So when I first launched this course, the Happy Mom Method, I launched it with a pre-sale price of $99. Well, I'm putting it on sale again for 99 bucks, but the total price is now $399. And let me tell you why. It's because the Happy Mom Method has shifted. It is no longer a single course. It is now a bundle made up of 3 other courses. Eventually it will be 4, maybe more. I can't make promises that I'll stop at 4. Currently, it is made up of Unblock Your Joy, which is totally finished, Love Your Home, which is due to be done by May 5th, and the guide bundle, which is made up of all my printable guides off of Etsy, all my best-selling resources. That one is a $23 price tag, but it's like a $49 value or something like that, and it keeps on getting bigger because I can't stop creating printables, and I just am addicted to being as helpful as possible. So you are getting a major deal if you buy the whole Happy Mom Method this next coming week at $99 because $399 is, cutting you a deal. And here I am giving it to you for $99 one last time. It will never be priced at $99 again for the entire Happy Mom Method program since it is multiple courses. I wanted to share that with you. So what is the Happy Mom Method? If you're unfamiliar, it is made up of Unblocking Your Joy, which is all about tearing down all those walls we build around our own joy. It's stop sweating the small stuff. It's getting grounded in gratitude, building your dream life, creating a life of intention, overcoming negative thought patterns. That's what Unblocking Your Joy is all about. It's about understanding who you are and where you are and finding peace and joy in your present. Okay, and then we have Love Your Home, which I've also referred to as Love the Home You've Hated, because I've had so much mindset issues around my own home, and I wanted to share that journey with you and what is going into loving the home that you have, which is currently in production. It is being recorded right now. So we're talking about your gratitude and your mindset about your home. We're talking about room resets, how to get by doing the bare minimum and feel good about that, because some days you got to do the bare minimum. You can't kick ass every single day. You can't. No one can. Okay, we're talking about hotspots, decluttering. We're talking about creating happy zones in your home. We are creating about simplifying. We're talking about simplifying your kitchen, creating home care systems and schedules, how to simplify everything, how to ask for help when you need help. And some of my favorites is how to do a confident closet clean out. How to not be afraid to ditch the clothes you never wear, and wrangling the toynado. That toy tornado, because toys are just the biggest mess in a house when you've got littlest kids. And I have just the greatest solution of a toy library that I want to share with you.
Okay, and then the guide bundle, that's already done, but I mean, I put done in quotations because I'm adding to it all the time. It is currently set at what you have in there right now. If you download it, you instantly get the self care toolkit, the quick declutter guide, the Happy Mom Brain workbook, printable version, a monthly goal planner, the meal planning guide, the gratitude guide. You get all of my journal prompts, all of my affirmations, and a over 100 pages of coloring pages because, every adult loves to color. And I've got a handful of things that I'm hoping to add to that within the next couple months. We'll see what I have time to really create for you. But there's more coming soon. There's so much good stuff in there. And I'm telling you, $99, oh my gosh, it's a killer deal. And if my business coach knew I was doing this right now, she would have some words for me. I'm very generous right now. And I want to share that to you. I want to pass that on to you, my generosity. And this is the last time the Happy Mom method will ever be $99. So if it's interesting to you, oh my gosh, get it. It's on sale until February 13th. So jump in there, get enrolled. I'll put a link below. Yeah, I said I'm opening up enrollment on the 3rd, but no, I'll put the link in for today for you, my podcast listeners. It just won't be Instagram official until February 3rd. But for you listening to my podcast right now, you are a trooper. You are my muse. I love you. I adore you. Thank you so much for being here. You are the reason I'm here doing this. So yes, I will let you get in $99 right now. Thank you so much for joining me today for this episode of Meant to Bloom. It really does mean the world to me. But are you ready to take this a step farther? Check out the description below of this episode and grab your mindset makeover. It's totally free, my gift to you. Then hop on Instagram and let me know what you thought of this episode. Tag me at Britt Clarkson. That's BritClarkson. If any part of this resonated with you, please let me know by tagging me or leave a review and share on social media so other mamas can find this too. If it helped you, it's going to help someone else. You're part of a movement now. Let's go.